Hi, welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you some more of the double WHATAMUM that I was working on. In this one I'll show you how I attached the backers, and it was a big deal, so I wanted to share that with you, and there's a few little other things. So here I'm just showing you how I'm kind of putting it up against the mum and looking at it and seeing if it's exactly where I want it and how everything else looks. I actually had to reattach this bell. This poor bell got moved 3 times on this mum because it kept getting covered up, and it was so cute. It was I don't remember what size. It's the largest cowbell I have in the silver or gold, like 2 or 3 inches maybe. But I put some bling on it and that adorable bow. I just wanted it to really be seen and not be covered up, so I kept having to move it, and then I just had to redo the ribbon because it wasn't long enough. Look how cute that is. Would you want that covered up? No. So I'm going to restable that on there and go up under the love braid and some other things, but I want it to be seen, so I hung it down at the bottom. Kind of had it in the middle. I had it on the left side, then I moved it to the right, but then it was going to get covered up with that 3D backer. So now I'm checking the staplers. See, I have 3 staplers, but they still all run out of staples about the same time, it seems like. Here we go. It's nice and secure now. Now I'm going to clip this on. I'm going to use some different clips, and I want to clip it perfectly in place. And then I'll give it a couple of staples after I get it all lined up, because I want all those backers perfectly lined up. Now you guys are going to have to forgive me. I was not prepared for me to be seen on camera, but so I didn't wear any makeup. But, you know, there was no way to do this video without me having my head in there. So after giving it a couple of staples, I can now take those clips off because I know it's going to stay in place. It's not going to move around. Those are going to stay lined up. I want them to be perfectly lined. And this was not a fun backer to do, like to attach is what I should say. Being so wide, you know, double mum is a lot anyway, but having it angled and having it wider, that really you know, made it more difficult. But I'm up for the challenge, and I thought it was unique and I loved it. Now carefully place it on the table. This is not the fun part for me with any big mum, especially because I don't want any of those ribbons to get creased and messed up, so very carefully laying it on the table. I've even had many mums though where I creased a back ribbon, and that's just it's so irritating. So it's going to take a lot of hot glue here. Spread that out, and as you can guess, there's no way to get in the middle of this backer with the stapler. I would need a stapler like 3 times the mouth size. And they don't make one. So I had to be very good with the hot glue. I had to be very secure with the hot glue. I did as much stapling as I could, but more hot glue than I usually do. Not on this part. Of course I do the middle part. I do a lot of that. But this, I stapled all around as best as I could. And make sure that I don't staple anything that I don't want to. Like you could accidentally staple your ribbon necklace down. That would not be good. So just be careful of what you're stapling. Where you're stapling. Make sure that you don't have any staples sticking out that would catch on somebody's clothes either. I'm trying to put the smooth side of the staple on top, so if those ribbons do move out of the way, you know, it wouldn't catch on anything. But a lot of times I end up having to do the stapler upside down, so I try to cover those up. You can kind of glue your ribbons down on top of the staples if that's an issue. Okay, now I'm going to take the hot glue gun. You see all that part there in the middle. I could not get a stapler in there, so I am just going to hot glue it. Put plenty of hot glue, but not too much that will ooze out. Just want to make sure that those backers are sealed together. So really have to hold that down good and let that set. I ended up, I grabbed my stapler and pushed down. Just held it in place and pushed down as hard as I could to kind of hold those in place so that, those backers would glue together really well. But I didn't want to mess up my ribbons either, so I kind of pulled them up and just pushed down on the two backers. And it worked. I got all that nice and secure in there. There's no gaps. But it did take a little while for that glue to set. And a few more staples where I can. I would love to know the number of staples I used on this mum. Can you imagine? Or how about how many glue sticks? I never think about that, because how would you even know that? There's just no way. And see, I'm having to move. I've got all these ribbons that are getting in the way, and I'm having to move those because I have accidentally stapled a ribbon like on the back side and stapled a ribbon sticking up or something, and had to remove that and try to straighten everything out. It's not fun, so I try to be careful where I'm stapling, but it doesn't always happen. And I still have another section there that needs some hot glue, so I'm working on that, just taking it section at a time. Speed this up so it won't take so long. I know you guys probably don't want to sit through all of this. You see I've got it turned upside down, and sometimes it's just a lot easier to turn your stapler upside down and get in there. Again, I'm trying to hold that. It's like trying to find something small that I can push down right there and hold that down so it will set. And so those backers will glue together very well. Now for the even more fun part, flipping this thing over and laying it down, and try not to mess anything up on the front side. Even more fun, but you can see, look at my ribbons. I didn't crease anything, so I was proud of that. So here's my last set of backers. And for those of you that are new to my channel or did not see any of the previous videos, you're probably wondering, why are the holes on that bigger than normal backers? That's because I a lot of times use ribbon spool ends, and so those holes are going to be bigger. What I'm doing there is I'm attaching in those holes I'm going to attach 2 ribbon loops, and those are going to act as a pin-on ribbons. She actually wanted the ribbon necklace, which you can see is attached, but I wanted to throw in some loops for pinning it on as well, just in case she needed the extra support. But it was also gave me something for shipping purposes to anchor that down to the bottom of the box. I like to anchor my mums to the boxes to keep them, especially the head of the mum, not the whole thing, just the head of the mum, and it keeps it from moving around as much. They still can move around a little bit, but at least that head of the mum is going to be secure, and that's worked very, very well for me. So those loops were for both reasons, and I actually did a double last year where I attached a loop through one of those holes. That was 9 inches there. That's how long that is. And that worked out perfectly. It was a vertical double, and I put a regular loop on the very top, but then on one of the holes there I put another loop. Since it's a double and it's heavy, I want to give them 2 loops for pinning this on for the extra support, extra security. Because can you imagine all that weight being on one single loop? I don't know that could hold up, so I liked having 2. I don't know if she is going to need them or not, but they'll be there in case she does. And there's also a thin orange ribbon. You saw me moving it earlier on each side, and that is if she wants to tie it on around her waist too for extra support. So just gluing that. I am not stapling that because I don't, that's my last set of backers and I don't want any staples on that. If I was attaching that, if she was for sure going to pin it on, I would want some staples on there too, so I would end up doing another set of backers, if that makes sense. I would have put, where I'm gluing now, I would have put those loops in those holes and then had to run them through that one there that's in my hand. But since I don't know that she was going to use it for that because she wanted the ribbon necklace and it was just probably going to be extra support, I'm not worried about the staples, and plus it was for shipping purposes as well. And it might help her for, I'm sure she probably hangs them up in her room afterwards, so that will also give her another option for that as well. Again, I want to press down really good. I want that to set really good. I want those backers to be pushed together really, really well. I don't like any gaps in my backers. I mean, you're going to have little gaps. That's okay. But I don't like any big gaps where you can see the hot glue in between. That's just a pet peeve of mine. I don't think it looks professional. It just drives me nuts. So you'll see me really, really working hard to get those backers sealed together really, really well. And what I'm doing here is just taking some clamps or clips and clipping all around where I can, and that's going to help hold those backers together to make that set really well for me and to keep them close together. Now I'm going to put some safety pins in those loops. I'm not actually putting the safety pin through the ribbon because they're big enough to just run it through the loop and close it. You can run it through the ribbon if you need to, but it's going to be even sturdier if you do it this way. So if you have a big enough safety pin, you can do it like this. And then I'm going to remove all of those clamps and clips, and those backers should be nice and set. And so I've got that part done. It's always a good feeling when you get something done on a mum, like a good portion of something done. I'm going to hang it back up until I finish it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you. I'm going to show you the finished mum. The only other video I will show on this mum is some clips of me boxing it up. It is not like a full on tutorial of me boxing it up. It's going to be little clips of the whole process of me boxing it up. So it should be helpful if you guys need that for anyone else that's thinking about shipping mums, or if you're making a mum for a family member and you need to ship it. You may not be selling them online, but you may need that information. But there was lots of fun stuff on this mum. There's some little Whataburger glasses right there, blue light blocking glasses, just all kinds of fun stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please do that. Don't forget to tap that bell for notifications on my uploads, live streams, and premieres. I upload new videos just about every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Click this link right here to subscribe to my channel. Here is my most recent upload. Here is a playlist. Here is a playlist I think you will enjoy, and here is one more video. Here is one more video. Here is one more video I think you will enjoy.